By 2021, J.D. Vance was finally ready to make a run.
That's why I'm running to be your next U.S. Senator for the state of Ohio.
By the time Vance runs for Senate, it was very clear how he thought he could reach the Republican-based voters that he was going to need to win this primary.
Your concerns about your own country don't matter because you're a racist. That's why you want the southern border secure, is because you're a racist. That's what they tell people.
He joins us tonight. J.D. Vance, thanks so much for coming on.
On Tucker Carlson's show, he'd make increasingly provocative comments.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable.
You cannot be a part of MAGA. You cannot be a part of the new right if you're not an aggressive, pugilistic figure, if you're not a provocative figure. It's just mandatory. And so, if you're going to dive into Trumpism, you're diving into the pugilism. You're diving into the aggression.
I mean, transgender people waving the rainbow flag with like 6-year-olds gyrating in a parade in downtown New York City.
Some of those who knew Vance at Yale were alarmed by what they were seeing and hearing. His relationship with his friend Sophia Nelson would rupture in a text thread over transgender issues.
I mean, I told him that directly that the man you're becoming, the voice you're becoming, is so far from the person that I knew. And I'm really sad by that. And I think you're starting to harm real people. And his response was, I will always love you. But I really think the left's cultural progressivism is making it difficult for normal people to live their lives. We disagreed all the time, but there was never name calling. There was never this mean-spirited cruelty. And so to see that tone happen, which I think it's both the substance and the tone that are important to acknowledge, right? Because yes, we evolve on issues, but do we evolve in the way we talk about people? I've changed my mind on a lot of issues, but I haven't suddenly started being mean.
Out on the campaign trail, Vance had the financial support of Peter Thiel and was moving closer to getting the key endorsement he needed from the man he'd once compared to Hitler.
In 2021, Peter Thiel takes him to Mar-a-Lago to meet Donald Trump for the first time. And Trump is very well aware of all the nasty things that Vance has said about him in the past. So he knows he needs to make nice with Trump in some way.
Also at the meeting was another future ally, Donald Trump Jr.
Donald Trump Jr. and JD have become great friends. From what I've seen, they do text near daily. They talk about their friends, and they talk about their kids, and they talk about political issues. And when JD was needing President Trump's endorsement or wanting his endorsement, I have no doubt that Donald Trump Jr. was kind of pushing on his behalf.
He wants to convince Donald Trump that he's his own man, but also that he's a true believer, that he's come around to these positions that Trump speaks for, and that that's the reason that Trump should support him.
Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans? The media calls us racist for wanting to build Trump's wall. They censor us, but it doesn't change the truth. Joe Biden's open border is killing Ohioans.
His campaign ad was also very much about laying down a marker about what kind of candidate he was. On the screen it says, J.D. Vance, America First conservative. So he's positioning himself as a Trumpist, as part of the movement.
It worked.
You know what? He's a guy that said some bad about me. He did. Come on up, J.D.
Now, the president is right. I wasn't always nice, but the simple fact is he's the best president of my lifetime, and he revealed the corruption in this country like nobody else.
Vance won the primary.
Now, this campaign, I really think, was a referendum on what kind of a Republican Party we want and what kind of a country we want.
He would go on to win the general election and immediately started making waves in the Senate.